Are you single because of God's timing or your own passivity? Ooh, let's talk about it. Hey fam, my name is Jumoke Win, and I'm one half of Win at Love. My husband and I, we coach single Christian women to meet, date, and marry eligible Christian men. And if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, make sure that you do subscribe and hit that bell so that you can continue to get more great notifications. Okay, I have been so frustrated recently on social media because I keep seeing so many different things. Mostly my frustration comes with a lot of misinformation that the church has been pushing, which keeps a lot of Christian women single. And it's coming from well-meaning. I know it's well-meaning. I know that they think that this is just the answer to all of your issues. This is what's going to get you married. And if not, it's because of God, right? Like it's because God didn't want you married. And they start to create a lot of different excuses and assumptions as to why people are single, which is not actually true. And the worst thing too is that becoming from so many single Christians, which you're single, right? Like I don't understand why single Christians are so loud when it comes to the dating and marriage space. You are single. You don't even have the outcome of what you are saying, of what you're promoting. So why it's like going to a broke person for advice on how to be a millionaire. Just because a broke person read a few books about being a millionaire, since they haven't actually walked through it and they don't have $1 million to show I know what I'm talking about, they're broke. It's just so hypocritical. So all this to say, are you single because of God's timing? I hear this constantly in these Christian spaces of, oh, you're single because God is hiding you, or God's timing, and when it's his time, that's when your Prince Charming is going to show up. More or less, that's the rhetoric that I am hearing. And a lot of women are just eating it up. And it's just, this does not apply to the majority of Christian women. And I'll tell you why it doesn't apply. The majority of Christian women are not doing the practical work to get married. God's timing only makes sense if you are in the ringer, right? If you are talking to men week after week and none of them are what you're looking for, or it's not going to where you want it to go, that's when we can say, okay, God's timing. But if you are doing absolutely nothing, and let me not say absolutely nothing, because a lot of Christian women that think they're doing something, but I always say that they miss the fundamental thing that's going to get them married, which is talking to men. You don't talk to any new men. You don't position yourself in front of any man. So if you're only talking to 1 to 2 men, a new man, 1 to 2 men a year, okay, that you only interact on a deeper level of vetting with 2 men a year. How many years is it going to take you before you find someone that you're compatible with? And vice versa. How long are you going to find someone that you like and likes you enough to marry? It's like, how can you sit here and pray for a good job and saying that, yeah, it's all in God's timing, but you haven't filled out any application. You haven't worked on your resume. You don't go to job fairs. You haven't put your resume on LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, nothing. You haven't even told your network. At least tell your network, hey, I'm looking for a job, this type of job. If you know anyone in our network that is hiring, that has the connects, let me know. You don't even talk to your network. And you are just praying in your prayer closet for a 6-figure job, a high salary job, and you never applied anywhere. But you're saying the reason that you're unemployed and broke is because of God's timing. That's how you look when you're listening to people saying the reason you're single is because of God's timing, knowing dang you don't talk to men and you haven't done anything that God can use to deliver. There's no method, there's no mode that God can use to deliver that man to you. That's why I always tell women, like, what do you expect God to do? FedEx and Amazon Prime a husband to you? Do you expect, is your type Amazon Prime drivers? Is it just the only new guy that you ever speak to ever in your life is the Amazon Prime driver? And usually you don't even talk to them. They just leave it at your door and they move on. Are you going to now, one stop away? Are you going to go to your door when Amazon is delivering a package to make sure that you meet that Amazon Prime driver, because that's the only way that you would talk to any new man? And he's supposed to come with a ring and drop on one knee and say, God said that you are my wife. It does not make sense. So this idea of God's timing, I know it sounds spiritual. I know, I get it. And people be using all these scriptures out of context and be misconstruing scripture. But how can you, if you don't apply those scriptures to anything else, how relevant is it? How relevant is this idea of, you're single because God's timing and God is calling you to a higher purpose? And it's just stuff to make you feel good about being lazy and passive, but you're still single. The people who are saying that and promoting that, what percentage, really, answer me this, what percentage of the women who have taken that pill, okay, taken that blue pill, how many of them are happily married? How many women did you have been told to wait, and because they're waiting is because of God's timing? How many of them did not do anything differently in their routine, did not position themselves in front of godly men, did not talk to no new men? How many of them are happily married? I want to know, because I'm just using my eyes. I don't even have to look at data. I'm looking all around me. Everyone is single. All these Christian women are single, and all of them is because of God's timing. God that told us in his word that we can choose who we want to marry as long as they are in the Lord, as long as we are not unequally yoked with unbelievers. He doesn't have all these, what is this, right? Just choose someone that you agree with who's a believer. But you wouldn't know if you agree with this person, if this person's a believer. You wouldn't know a lot of things unless if you talk to them. Someone has to talk to them. Somebody, even if it's your father that's arranging a marriage for you and is going out on your behalf to go look for a good man for you to marry, somebody has to do the work. So this idea of God's timing and everyone is just sitting at home doing nothing, eating ravioli, playing patty cake with Sister Susan every prayer revival, not talking to men, is almost insanity. But anyways, those are my thoughts. Let me know. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Am I so off? Let me know. Maybe there are a group of women, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some church and some ministry, some group of Christian women that all they did was just pray and wait. And when I say group, I'm talking about, it has to be substantial. Please let me know. I'm talking about at least 100 women, okay? At least 100 women fed into this, and all of them who did the same thing, and they're all married. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.